Hello and welcome to the University of Law. In today's video I'm reviewing this Doctor Who The Living Darkness. Now, long-term viewers of the channel will know what a massive fan I am of the first Doctor era and in particular of Season 3. I do believe, obviously Season 3, by its very nature, it's the third season of Doctor Who. At that point they really were in the swing of it. I think a lot of the concepts that we now know as Doctor Who concepts were in place. The idea of the ever-changing central cast, which eventually would result in even the Doctor's face changing. And even that was toyed with in this season with the Celestial Toymaker. So I felt the ambition of this series. I think, Verity Lambert had done an amazing job in the first two seasons. And then in this series, we suddenly get different voices. And again, it's that whole idea that Doctor Who can have any producer, any director, any writer, any actor. So many voices can contribute. And I think that's that rich tapestry which has meant Doctor Who has lasted so long. So many iterations, audio, drama, television, comics, animations. And it all stems out, and I just think the creativity of season 3, and I'm really enjoying at the moment these new box sets with Stephen Noonan, who gives and I've said it before, gives a fantastic performance as the first Doctor. And as I mentioned before about his thought process, is that he's not doing an impersonation. He actually studies William Hartnell's influences. He looks at the young Hartnell, he looks at the people that Hartnell looked up to himself, and he's used that to inform his performance. And he gives a very wonderful performance as the first Doctor, and this box set reunites him with the incredible Peter Purves as Stephen Taylor, who to me is just one of the best Doctor Who companions. And this is a really good set. It's very much Stephen's set. He's front and centre from the very beginning, and the way that we then bring the Doctor in to the mix is done in a very quirky First Doctor fashion. Obviously, we have Lauren Cornelius doing a wonderful impression as always, wonderful performance as always as Dodo Chaplet. And I love the way they kind of always bring her character in a new and different way. Obviously, she was front and centre for those first two sets, and obviously then with this new run of sets bringing in the original companions, they've kind of brought her in creative ways. So they kind of give a bit of limelight to the companion in question, and then they bring her into the dynamic in a wonderful way. This was a really fun story. Again, it kind of did that wonderful First Doctor thing of taking something strange and alien, and again, they were just more ambitious in so many ways. I think often now, even I'd say even by the Patrick Troughton era, they were a lot more cautious about what they were willing to put on screen, about how good it would look. In those Hartnell stories, they were very much, if things didn't work, they didn't work, but they tried them. And I think this is one of those creatures who probably wouldn't have looked as great on screen, but they went for it. And obviously on audio, you don't get the issues that you might have with trying to realise it on in a 60s set. So yeah, it was a great set all round. If you're a big Finish fan and a big Stephen Taylor fan in particular, you'll know that his character has really been developed beyond the Savages. Speaking of which, Savages is out now on DVD animated, so do check that out. It's a great story. But they've developed his story past that through various companion chronicles, and this carries that story on. And I don't know. These are always spoiler-free reviews, so I'm just talking about how much I enjoy the set. But there was one scene in particular that I'm going to go into, and it's a cliffhanger to one of the later episodes. And it's a cliffhanger and it's Jacqueline Rayner, I believe, who wrote this, who like me shares this wonderful love of this era. And I guess she's a big season 3 fan, because I know she did a great job doing a Doomsday story set, around similar characters and themes. But no, there's just a scene where they bring Dodo to him, and his daughter's called Dodo, and his daughter has passed away. And you just know, that they're about to bring our Dodo into it, because she's not been in it yet, and you know that he's about to get the disappointment of his life. And I think that the writing, the pacing, the direction, but the performances, the that unawares that Dodo has, she has no idea what this means to him, and Lauren Cornelius plays that perfectly. But Peter Purves is just primal sorrow. It is harrowing, and it was just a lovely piece of drama. But yeah, so that is The Living Darkness. But I definitely recommend it to you. And obviously, it's got one of Peter Purves' favourites. Obviously, he's famous for Blue Peter, and of course, his love of dogs, both on Blue Peter and obviously in other endeavours. So let's just open the setup. So it is a wonderful 6-part story, which was obviously actually not so much in season 3. They were quite common back then, but not. I don't. Is there a single 6-parter in season 3? There's not. There's the Darkness Master Plan, which is 12, but I believe all the other stories are 4-parters actually, because it is one of the longest seasons in terms of stories. You know, the first 2 seasons of Doctor Who had about 8 stories. This has 10. By the pure fact that they're mainly 4-parters, but obviously a 12-parter and a 1-parter, which the unknown kind of averaging out as 2 6s, I guess, is how they did it. And I guess that makes it more in line with previous. But then in the first season, there was quite a few 7-parters, wasn't there? Anyway, I digress. Actually, maybe there was. Was there 9 stories the previous year? I think there was 9 stories in season 2, actually, because they had a 2-parter in there, didn't they? Yeah, season 1 was mainly 7-parters, and they kind of moved towards 2s and 4s and the odd 6 in season 2, didn't they? Here we got a photograph of the cast together. But yeah, really great story, and yeah, all 6 parts to a disc, with the usual interviews and bonus features on each disc. What do you think? Did you pick up this set? Who do you want to see Stephen Noonan's first Doctor bump into next? We've had Vicky, we've had Stephen. So who is left? They can't really do Ben and Polly because they're post-Dodo at this point in time. Karen Ford is the only actor who's still with us for Susan. That's possible. We recently lost William Russell. He hadn't recorded for a few years. Could it be William Russell? Could they have recorded this in advance? Or could it simply be that they go to the Adventure in Space and Time cast? They've certainly recast Barbara in full cast audio for that in, canonical Doctor Who. Or could they have Stephen Noonan do a crossover with David Bradley? I know he's doing some Unbound Universe stuff this year. Could that be a crossover? What do you think? What would you like to see? Do let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to speaking to you soon.